Dramatic moments in Brooklyn. Take a look at this video of a school bus smashed inside a building in Prospect, Lefferts Gardens. But how did it end up there? We have the latest on this investigation.
The clock is ticking. A major roadblock for congestion pricing now out of the way. We'll tell you when you could be paying more. It could be up to $20 to drive into Manhattan.
A day for the history books. King Charles III officially crowned as Great Britain's new monarch moments ago. It's going to be a full day of celebrations. We're live from Westminster Abbey.
And from one Westminster to another, the Westminster Kennel Club is back in New York. Welcome to Saturday, May 6th. The Pix 11 Weekend Morning News starts right now.
Live from 42nd Street, this is the Pix 11 Morning News.
Good morning, everybody. We thank you for joining us on this beautiful Saturday morning. I'm John Muller.
I mean, it feels so much like summer. Finally, after all of this rain, right? It felt so good to come out and see the sunshine. I'm Kirsten Cole. And speaking of the weather, our meteorologist, Star Harvey, here with a look at the forecast. You are the most popular woman in the room right about now.
I love the way that sounds, bringing a little bit of sunshine back with me today.
Exactly.
Last week was definitely a little bit all over the place.
Dreary.
We had some areas across the region that did receive some type of precipitation every day. Then we get to this weekend, and yes, things are drying out, and we are storing up for temperatures in the 70s today. But not just the 70s. We're expecting to see plenty of sunshine as well. Take a look at this live view here right behind me. That is what our city is looking like at 8:01 on this Saturday morning. So top story is going to be the fact that we are getting rid of all of that rain and saying hello to that sunshine, not just for today, but moving into tomorrow as well. Temperatures in the 40s as well as the 50s this morning. We'll see those lower temperatures the further north and west we go. Dew points looking pretty decent this morning in the 40s, just letting us know it's pretty dry. Winds are calm this morning, primarily pushing from the west-northwest at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Satellite looking pretty quiet outdoors. Again, that just is indication that we are going to get sunshine wall to wall. 71 for the city. We will have some of those suburbs that range from the upper 60s to the mid 70s. All in all, expect to get through the rest of our day with plenty of sunshine. More details on what to expect tomorrow coming up. Back to you.
Thank you, Star. All right, history in the making. This is a live picture from Westminster Abbey in London. King Charles III has been officially crowned as the United Kingdom's monarch. The ceremony kicking off around 11 London time, 6 a.m. Eastern time. Now, King Charles's wife Camilla now crowned as the Queen Consort as well. Tens of thousands of people lining the streets trying to catch a glimpse of King Charles III. We're going to have an in-depth live report from London coming up in just about 10 minutes.
I mean, it's raining there. They've got a 1 mile long procession as he goes into that golden coach with now Queen Consort Camilla. Just incredible pictures.
Just incredible. Look at that. He's holding the scepter and the globe. That is pageantry and pomp and circumstance at its best.
It really is. Now to some royals here at home. We're talking about the dog lover kind. The Westminster Kennel Club Dog Show kicking off today at the USTA Billie Jean King National Tennis Center in Flushing, Queens.
It is the Super Bowl in the canine world. The dog show kicking off very soon. Our Kieran Dillon right in the thick of it in Queens. Good morning, Kieran.
Hi, Kirsten and John. Good morning. Yeah, so, excuse me. The Westminster Kennel Club Dog Show is in its 147th year, and as you said there, it's really the Super Bowl for all things dogs. It is the country's most prestigious canine event, right? So things are just kicking off right now here in Flushing, Queens. It's really a lot of excitement. You can see a lot of dog owners and their dogs, a lot of different types of breeds, a lot of excitement. And 8 a.m. right now is when some of those competitions are beginning. So with more on that, I want to bring in Gail Miller-Beischer, who is with the club. So tell me a little bit about what's happening here today.
So today we have, of course, the kickoff, which is Canine Celebration Day, and there's so many fun parts to it. We have the Masters Agility Championship, the Masters Obedience Championship, and also a breed showcase. And the breed showcase is great because people can come and pet the dogs and learn about the different breeds and find out if it's the right breed for their family and their lifestyle.
So this whole thing is going from today up until Tuesday. Tuesday is that big competition, right? Top dog is crowned. But overall, that day, there's going to be 2,500 dogs participating. But overall, it's about more than 3,000. So tell me about that. What can people expect? And can they come down? Can they get tickets? How does it work?
Absolutely get tickets. Ticketmaster.com is waiting for you. If you love dogs and you want to see people having fun with their dogs, this is the place to be. You're going to see dock diving. This is a new event at Westminster. And so dogs are jumping off into a pool chasing a toy, and the judging is based on how far they jump. So it's a lot of fun for the family, and we encourage everyone to come down.
Totally. Well, before I let you go, I just want to get a quick look at this puppy, or this dog, not a puppy. Tell me about her.
So this is Tabitha, and she is a 10-year-old Doberman Pinscher, and she's a retired show dog. And we love to show that our show dogs, which are beautiful dogs, can also work in the community. She is an explosive detection dog and has worked for many world leaders. She's also worked at JFK. She's done TV commercials. So, you know, they have a lot of brain power, and they like to use their brain, even though they're beautiful.
Amazing, amazing, extremely, extremely beautiful, and very well behaved, I must say. All right, guys, coming up at 9 o'clock, we're actually going to bring you the winner of last year's dog show. You're going to get to meet that dog. A lot of excitement. But for now, we'll send it back to you.
Love all the breeds, Karen. It's always so fun to see them play out there. Thank you so much.
All right, some big problems in Brooklyn this morning. This is after a school bus jumped a curb and crashed into a building.
Fortunately, there were no children on board, no injuries, but the damage is significant. Citizen App video showing the scene in Prospect Lefferts Garden after the bus slammed into a building on Clarkson Avenue. Officials say the impact took out a support beam and cracked the brick facade.
Now, the crash also damaged a salon and juice bar on the ground floor. Neighbors say it happened a few hours later. The sidewalk and businesses would have been full of people.
Thankfully, no one got hurt, you know. Someone could be coming on the sidewalk and got run over.
Yeah, crews working now to shore up the building so the bus can be pulled out. City inspectors will then determine what exactly needs to be done before anybody is allowed to be back inside that building. On a very lighter note, with the warmer weather on the way, Governor's Island offering new sights and sounds for weekend visitors.
That's right, from dance classes to learning about the environment through art. Full slate of events this summer. Themes include family histories, the African diaspora, and healthy ecosystems. Now, much of the art will be outdoors, waiting for visitors to find it.
When you walk around the island, you'll sort of happen upon or discover large-scale public artwork that really speaks to the location, the historic architecture, the waterfront, and really an amazing, unique way to experience public art in New York City.
Now, if you want to plan your visit, the free Bloomberg Connects app will include a guide to all the public art on view, and the ferry from Lower Manhattan. That's free on weekends before noon for everyone, and it's always free if you have a New York ID.
And we love free.
Yes.
At 8:07, the UK celebrating the world watching. King Charles III now officially crowned as the King of England. We have services scheduled all weekend long and a live report that's coming up.
And a new chapter in congestion pricing. The drama continues. This morning, a major hurdle has been cleared, paving the way now for potentially a new fee. We have a possible timeline coming up. Welcome back. A huge day in Britain, and the world is watching the coronation of King Charles III underway.
That's right. Whether you were one of the 2,000 inside the Abbey or the tens of thousands lining the streets of London, celebrations scheduled throughout the weekend. Our Trevor Shirley joining us live from London, outside of Westminster Abbey, with more on what we have seen this day. Hi, Trevor.
Hey there, John and Kirsten. Good morning from a rainy London. It hasn't slowed things down here. You can probably hear the bells coming from Westminster Abbey. The King has just left the Abbey. He's now making his way through London. Take a look. He's in the Gold State coach right now, along with his wife, the Queen Consort Camilla. They're going to make their way in a parade through the streets of London. Tens of thousands of people are going to be looking on at this procession. In terms of the ceremony itself inside the Abbey, things went off without any problem. It just goes to show you the level of detail paid to planning this kind of a ceremony, which hasn't been seen in almost a century.
For the first time in 70 years, the world watched as a new monarch was crowned King of the UK.
The things which I have herebefore promised, I will perform and keep.
King Charles III arrived at Westminster Abbey Saturday morning, along with his wife, the Queen Consort Camilla, riding the Diamond Jubilee State coach through the streets of London. Charles became king the moment his mother, Queen Elizabeth II, died last September. Today's ceremony formalizes his role as the head of state and the Church of England. Inside the Abbey, traditions almost 1,000 years old played out again. King Charles taking the royal regalia, dressed in robes used in coronations for hundreds of years. The crown of St. Edward atop his head, like so many monarchs before him.
God save the king!
God save the king! Looking on, members of the royal family, world leaders, and ordinary Britons, invited to honor their contributions to service and the king's charities. But the day isn't without some controversy. Some say the $125 million price tag is just too high for a family reportedly worth billions at a time when the UK faces inflation, high cost of living, and labor strikes. But for those at the Abbey, inside and out, today is about the new king and the future of his kingdom.
Celebrations are planned all weekend long, all across the United Kingdom. That includes a big concert at Windsor Castle tomorrow night, along with a National Day of Service on Monday. That's the latest. We're live outside Westminster Abbey in London. I'll send it back to you guys in New York.
Just truly stunning watching history unfold. Thank you, Trevor.
It really is stunning, right?
Yeah.
All right, we're going to have more on the coronation of King Charles III and Camilla all through the weekend across our newscasts and, of course, at pix11.com.
So it may seem like there are these marijuana stories all over New York, the stores, but you're probably well aware that most of them are illegal.
Yeah, now the state wants to crack down. The Office of Cannabis Management has the authority now to inspect any location selling cannabis or cannabis products and shut them down if they're not complying. Fines can be as high as $10,000 to $20,000 a day.
These shops that are illegally operating as dispensaries, they're selling product that is from out of state. A lot of the product we don't know where it originates from. It's not tested. It's not, from our standpoint, it's not safe for public consumption.
The Office of Cannabis Management also asking New Yorkers to do their part by making sure they're buying from licensed stores, but there are only a handful of those across New York, and the illegal ones are readily available.
All right, let's talk about New York City's congestion pricing plan. It's taken a big step to becoming a reality, and it would make driving through parts of the city a lot more expensive.
The Federal Highway Administration just giving the green light for New York to move ahead with the plan. Pix 11's Steve Kuj laying out the latest possible timeline.
Congestion pricing for New York City is shifting into the fast lane. The Federal Highway Administration is green-lighting the plan. That means people driving into Manhattan from New Jersey below 60th Street would have to pay a potential $23 congestion pricing fee. Supporters say it'll reduce traffic congestion and help the Metro Transit Authority through its financial crisis. It may even persuade more people to start taking public transportation or carpooling. The MTA is calling this a, quote, generational opportunity to make it easier for people to get around in and get to the central business district by reducing traffic and funding improvements to the public transit system. On the other side, critics of the congestion pricing program say it's going to be a huge drain on commuters' wallets, especially those coming from New Jersey. Here's an example of how this change could affect them. The Port Authority toll is currently $17. Congestion pricing south of 60th Street will potentially add a new $23 charge. You can, of course, add that to the steep price of parking in the city, let's say $50, and you quickly see how a simple trip into Manhattan could cost $90 per day. New Jersey Congresswoman Mikey Sherrill of the New Jersey delegation sent this message to Governor Kathy Hochul on behalf of several New Jersey politicians. Quote, at a time when families across the Northeast are already dealing with rising prices and high costs of living, this added tax on simply getting to work is unacceptable. Even worse, the congestion pricing plan will tax New Jerseyans while simultaneously providing no new revenue for our public transit network. New Jersey drivers we talk to are no fans of it either, but many say if they got to pay it to get into the city, they'll do it. I'm Steve Kuj, Pix 11 News.
This is a controversial one, right? Yeah. Well, to be continued. Let's talk about something happy. Happening today, a milestone on Broadway. The Lion King performing their 10,000th performance tonight.
That's right. The show's popularity has spread globally, including 20-plus runs in Tokyo, London, Hamburg, and on tour throughout North America. The production first premiered in November 1997. It's going to celebrate 25 years on Broadway this upcoming November. I've seen it twice. Wow. It stirs the soul. I love it.
I notice you go to a lot of shows more than once. I've seen like a lot of shows once, but I
have two rounds of kids, so I have a 20-year-old and a 10-year-old.
So has a big space
I have
there.
to keep doing the repeat.
Let's talk about the weather. It's a gorgeous one, 52 degrees, and it's just nice to see the sun, right?
I mean, you are making the weekend happen, Star. Thank you so much.
Of course, you know, this is definitely the way that I not only like to start our mornings, but definitely some weekend weather. It gives us the opportunity to all get out and enjoy some of those weekend festivities. So on tap today, I am saying that we are going to have a spectacular day there. Not only are we expecting to see our temperatures around seasonable, so just about 5 degrees above where they should be, but also that low humidity. Really going to have it feeling nice outdoors, including those winds that do remain low this morning. Now, we do start tomorrow off pretty sunny, but we will see an increase of clouds moving into the later part of the day. And then, yes, we do also have some of those showers that will move in towards our evening hours, but no washouts for tomorrow. All in all, as next week gets started, we're also expecting things to be pretty pleasant. And yes, we may also see an 80 degree by the time we get to the end of the week. Not the case for today. We are talking low 70s around the boroughs there. We do see lots of those sunshine icons. Even across portions of Jersey, we're expecting to be in the upper 60s, low 70s, 72 not only in Paramus, Edison, also Old Bridge, Jackson at 71. The Hudson Valley also pretty impressive today temperature-wise, mid 60s to low 70s. The island, the further east you go, it's looking like a little bit more sunshine there. We'll have Riverhead at 70, Brookhaven at 70, Rocky Point at 68 degrees. Here's a look at our dew points. They are in the 30s and 40s, which just indicates that things will be quite dry outdoors today, so none of that sticky weather. And while those dew points are on the low side, that's not the case for pollen. We're expecting it to be high today, and the culprits happen to be oak, birch, but also maple. So of course, I always say preventive care is always the best if you know that you do suffer, because today's one of those days where we want to be outside. Tonight we're expecting mostly clear skies, some of those light winds, temperatures 52 in the city. We'll be a little cooler in the suburbs. Temperatures expected to be in the low 40s for some area. Satellite and radar looking the way I always say I like to see it. That's indicating that wall-to-wall sunshine surrounded by high pressure. We do have some low pressure working its way in, which will bring the chance again from some of those late day showers moving into the end of our weekend. But there is a look at our futurecast getting through that 10 a.m. hour. Everything is looking good. Of course, I'll have more details on your 7-day forecast coming up shortly. For now, back to you.
All right, Star, thank you. Nice. Happening today, the NYPD handing out free Apple AirTags to city residents who own Hyundai and Kia vehicles. This is since September of last year. The city's been experiencing a surge in thefts of these cars.
The NYPD saying that 1 in 4 cars stolen in the city last month was either a Kia or Hyundai. The distribution from 11 to 1 at 1998 Bruckner Boulevard in the Castle Hill section of the Bronx. The kids on TikTok showing videos on how to steal these cars. People doing it.
All right, buildings and rooftops, they're becoming farming sites here in New York. See the new efforts to coordinate urban agriculture right in the city. It's pretty cool. It's coming up.
Plus, some of us have experienced it. Some have only heard about it. Would you like this? A 4-day work week sounds like a dream for a lot of us, right? It's already the reality in lots of companies in the U.S. and abroad. A new study now showing a shorter work week in days is good for business. We're going to dig into all the science behind it next. And we have sports.
The Devils try to even the series with the Canes down in Carolina, plus a